over to you, Nick. Your 5 minutes of fame start now.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me. So my name is Nick Merry, and I am the CEO of BoomBoard. BoomBoard is a MI dashboard for primarily targeted business leaders, so they can have access to all the key data points, all the KPIs that they need to ensure and make themselves comfortable that their business is in ship shape and running as it should do. My background is, forget about the long time ago, but more recent times, I ran a SaaS business called Screen Time. And my role there was leading the business, and we scaled it up and we sold it on. And I've been employed to do exactly the same here at BoomBoard. So I'm not the founder of BoomBoard. BoomBoard is born out of another company called DataCubed, and DataCubed is a technology consultancy that helps consolidate companies' data into one single place. It goes into enterprise levels to do that. BoomBoard is essentially a plug and play version of that. So we for the SME market, we enable leaders or department heads or whoever is interested to access all the key data points that they need to know to make sure everything is going as it should do. It is as I said, it's a SaaS business model. It's primarily targeted at business leaders, but can be used throughout the organization. And if you consider the sort of how people like to I guess check in with their information. So in my previous role, in my previous life, on a daily basis, I would have to go in and check up on all the key data points of what's happened over the last sort of 24 hours. And I'd do that through a dashboard that we built ourselves because there was nothing else that exists out there. And these were things, sales. It would show me sort of hits to the website. It would show me transactions. It would show me the key financial metrics. And I would see if there's anything going good, going bad, going indifferent. And I would know if I'd need to do anything off the back of that. As I said, we're primarily aimed at sort of the SME market, but for businesses that are scaling up. And one of the number one issues with businesses that are sort of on that sort of scale up journey is the growing pains, and growing pains particularly around communication. And what our tool enables people to do is they don't need to go and ask somebody else to provide them with a piece of information. They can get access to everything in one place at the touch of a button, almost like checking the weather. You can check the weather, and if you need to bring an umbrella or a sun hat, and if you don't check the weather, then you might be caught short. Much in a similar situation to us. If you check your data, you won't be caught short because you'll know exactly what you need to do to resolve an issue. I have only been in this role for a week, so I am fast learning, and I am standing in the stead of the founder, as I said. But I'm going to attempt to give you a very quick demonstration of what we currently have. What I'd like you to think about is, based upon what I've said, we are looking to better understand the product market fit. So we initially went after marketeers and tried to provide all the marketing, key marketing metrics that a marketeer might need. But we believe that might not be correct because marketeers tend to have direct access to the source data. So we figured, let's lift it up a level. And actually, those are the sorts of people that won't have direct access to the source data, but will need to know key information across a multitude of functions. So please, that's I should have mentioned that at the very beginning. That is the ask. Just have a bit of a consideration of the product market fit. Right, I'm going to try and share. Oops, that's not the one I want to do.
Got about 30 seconds left, Nick.
Oh, okay. Give me a sec. Give me 30 secs.
15.
Can't find it. Tell you what. I won't share it. It's gone. There it is. There it is. So 15 seconds. This is our dashboard. You can change it to different periods of time. You can easily customize it. You can look at top levels. You can look at specific types of metrics. You can plug in a whole variety of different other platforms, be it across email, social, CRM, finance, HR, etc., etc. And all of that information gets pulled to your dashboard that you can touch through your mobile device while you're on your way to work, or while you're having your morning coffee, or while you're having your morning stand-up. And you can discuss it, being informed with all the people that need to go ahead and do something about whatever it is you found out about. That's it.
Well done, Nick. Thank you very much. I wonder if I could ask you to stop sharing. And I'd just like to reflect that I can really feel your mounting guiding skills coming through during that presentation today. That's very good. Rachel, I think the first question should come from you today, if that's all right, on this one. I get the feeling your kind of CFO Oxford University brain is probably interested in this one.
Yeah, I must admit, it does look, it looks very exciting. I was really hoping you'd dive to the finance page rather than the marketing overview page.
All right.
Just to see what you had on there. Yeah, so sort of pre-question, am I right in assuming it would link in with all the different bookkeeping softwares?
Yes, so basically we needed to go with the 80-20 rule, because you can't connect to absolutely everything out there, and so you've got to just take the big ones. So QuickBooks, Xero, etc., etc. And what we don't want to do, we don't want to be able to provide absolutely everything. This is meant to be key information to flag something, be it good or bad or indifferent, so they can go and do something about it. So it'll be like revenue generation over the last 24 hours, sale. I mean, you could do it 24 hours, you can do it a month, you could do it a year, but typically it's for the daily check-in. It's the quick touch. But yes, all the key finance software.
Yeah, and sorry, my follow-up from that. So yeah, if it's pulling data in from these different sources, are there KPIs you can put in bespoke per company, so the leader can decide what they want to report on, or is it a sort of set deck of KPIs? No.
So you can pick and choose the connections that you want to plug in. So you might not be interested, or you might not have all the functions that across the board. So you can pick and choose which ones you want to do, and you connect based upon your own needs. And then you can set parameters and notifications. So if, for example, again, in my previous business, it was a global business. If something happened in the States when I was fast asleep, I would get not that you should encourage this because of mental health issues, but you'd get a notification saying something's gone terribly wrong. Your system has just dropped off a cliff, or it'll give you key information based upon parameters you can set.
Okay, that's great.
Brilliant, thank you. Ed, what's the customer experience view on this?
Oh yeah, it's interesting, and I spend quite a lot of time looking at various sort of data feeds and KPIs and metrics, usually linked to sort of customer satisfaction, customer experience, and I can see the benefit of being able to have everything accessible in one platform. What's the competition like in this area? I know you were looking, the demonstration that you showed us was on the sort of the marketing side, and I know different tools are developing integrated work, pulling in sort of LinkedIn and others. How unique is this?
So from my understanding, please bear in mind that this is a weekend, but there are very few tools.
Come on, Nick, you can only use that for a couple of minutes. So.
I know. There are very few tools out there that do this at this level. You obviously have the bigger players, Microsoft and whatnot, that can provide much more in-depth analytics but that tends not to be the sort of the quick heartbeat of what's going on that you're looking at over your morning coffee. That tends to be when you're at your desk and you really need to dive into something. So the quick snapshot dashboard is very limited as a market at the moment.
Thank you.
All right, Pedro, a bit of turnaround on this one. Who do you think is the right customer for this? If it's not marketeers, where would you place this?
The question, the problem is who has knowledge enough to have the need for that information. Okay, if you target very small SMEs, they're not definitely your target. And it all depends on your pricing model, because, for example, I see a lot of touch points with Tableau, for example, and ClickView. And I would definitely check their pricing models to find your sweet spot, because
Yes.
you're in the same area, in the same space.
Yes.
And I think because everyone needs information every day, and it's increasing. Okay, accessing the information is critical, but then comes price, and definitely I would check that.
Yes,
more than
thank
Power
you.
BI from Microsoft, because everyone knows that.
Yeah, I mean, it will, at the moment, it's live. It can be used and it can be subscribed to. It's a per person per month model at the moment, but I'm not sure if that's how we're going to stick going forward. I do think that the smaller businesses that are off the ground and starting to swell because they are going through high growth is where those founders have to start to let go of the reins, and often struggle to let go of the reins. And so where they're used to having everything at their fingertips because they set it up, they no longer have everything at their fingertips. And that's where we feel the sweet spot is, but we need to be more, it needs to be a little bit bigger than that. Basically, that sweet spot is quite limited.
Let me just add a suggestion, sorry, Stuart. I would target also some sorts of, or some types of consultancy firms or consultants, because once they're changing the business for the customer or helping grow the business, then they can teach actually the use of some data, okay, some concepts, and therefore they can be a great way to help you into the market.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Colombo. Always good to get an extra one from you there. Kerry, do you want to finish us off here? Any feedback that you just want to give to Nick for this one?
I was going to ask the same question as Ed, which was about competition, just because like I've used BoomBoard and it seems quite similar to that. I think for me, probably like as a marketeer, you are sometimes a bit wary about everybody having access to everything, especially like marketing figures, because sometimes you need some context.
Yes.
Like what campaigns are live and things like that. So is there, like, can people like type in any kind of extra information so that those at the top don't look at it and go crazy? Like, or is it all plugins? And
so we haven't got that functionality at the moment, but your point is well founded, and the APIs that we connect to this are relative. We want to limit them so they're the headline figures, and it's the sort of thing that that you get. I don't know, I'm just making this up. £1,000 of revenue every day typically, but if suddenly you got 200, you would say what happened, or suddenly you got 1,800, what happened? And therefore you pick up the phone and find out what happened. This is just headline stuff, so it keeps your finger on the pulse of what's going on in the business, and it prompts the questions and discussion rather than gives you the absolute insight to all the context. But I completely get what you're saying, because my background is marketing. So.